they're going to melt down the system, and that means Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to go skyrocketing. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. My name is DaVinci Jeremy. I'm in the Pi 5x5, staying alive here in Dubai. Hope you're doing well wherever you are. Oh boy. Right, I got some news for you. Got some Bitcoin news and Ethereum news, and also I'm going to be doing some trading in the charts as well. So if you're interested in the charts and trading, you can do so by heading over to bybit.davincij15.com or okx.davincij15.com. Links are in the description below. Okay, so let's jump into today's news, right? Let's start off with investors shelter in short-term treasuries, reducing Bitcoin's chances of a rally to 30,000. I'm like, oh my God. I read through this article and there was no mention of treasuries. Maybe he went around it and I just missed it. But the only conclusion, and this guy, at the end of it was like, ultimately, professional Bitcoin traders are not bullish above $26,000. I'm like, okay. I don't know where he's getting that. We could take a look at this chart here. These two candles right here, that's a super bullish system here, right here. That means this thing's gonna go off and popping just by those two candles alone. I don't know where he's coming off. And then there's lots of other TA that I can show you that shows that we're going a lot higher. I don't know where he's coming from, and a lot of traders agree with me. This is not necessarily a bad thing, but unless crypto investors regain confidence, the chances of a crypto surpassing 30K remains extremely remote. A complete breakdown of the banking system would cause investors to flee safety rather than seek out risk. Okay, a complete banking system collapse, right, would entail freezing of your assets, right? But can you freeze Bitcoin? Can you freeze your bank? Can they freeze your bank account? Yes. Can they freeze your Bitcoin account? No. Or your Ethereum account? No. So, yeah, if you be fleeing into the bank that has your account frozen, you must be a new special kind of dumb. Oh, I hope you wouldn't do that. Oh boy. Okay, so on another news, Microsoft is testing a built-in crypto wallet in Microsoft Edge. Okay, I know most people, when I told them that this is, like, I told Carl this yesterday. We met up and we went to dinner. You can see that in my Instagram page, right? He came by just to cheer me up, and yeah. So this is Edge, and he's like, "What's Edge?" I'm like, "It's a Microsoft browser. I never heard of it before." So this is Edge browser right here, and yeah, I barely use it either. But hey, you know, Microsoft is seeing the writing on the wall. Even though Bill Gates hates Bitcoin, hates crypto, it's here to stay. There's no way around it. It's not, you can't stop it. You could only join it. And so has Microsoft joined it heavily when they putting into their browser a Ethereum wallet so that you can hold all your crypto, hold all your assets. Basically, that's awesome. I'm going to just skip along. I don't want us to spend too much time on the news, but Bitcoin climbs to 9-month high as bank turmoil sparks rally. I don't think it's the bank turmoil that's causing this rally. This rally was inevitable before. It was in the charts, written in the charts well before, right? Once we did this, right, we pumped here. This was just a fake out, and then boom, this was coming. I was telling you that this was coming. The big pump was coming. That we were breaking above the 25K no matter what, and there we are. And so that wasn't the bank rally. The bank failures did not effectively cause it. It may have contributed a little bit, but it was actually Bitcoin was always ready to pump even without the news. Okay, MicroStrategy is nearly even on Bitcoin buys after the latest rally. Okay, so here, they say that he's got about 132,500 Bitcoin. That's a lot of Bitcoin. It'd be interesting, right? Even if Bitcoin goes to $1 million, he can't liquidate because it's too much money, right? It'd be funny, right? Because you can't liquidate that kind of that number of Bitcoin if it goes up too high too fast. That'd be a very interesting situation for that guy. Him being super rich, right? The richest man in the world instantly. If we ever get to $1 million Bitcoin this year. Yeah, and if you missed that, make sure you check out the video that I talked about that in the last video yesterday. So check it out. Let's see if my editor could put up a link here so that you guys could check that out. But anyways, yeah, we're right now at 28,000. We need to get over 30K, and the guy's broke even. But it doesn't matter. He's holding for the long run, just like everybody else is, like me. Or real Bitcoiners, actually, not everybody, because not everybody who's watching my show is real Bitcoiners and real believers in Bitcoin. But if you're holding for the long run, you know that you're holding for it to be the money, and once it is the money, wow, it's going to be good times for you, good times beyond your wildest expectations. So that's coming. You just have to decide to own some before that happens. All right, so for all you guys who are trading, right, and using my link to trade at bybit.davincej15.com, right, you could deposit $100 and get and do your first trade, and you could get a $30 bonus. So you have do not trade when this happens. When they announce the rate, the Fed funds rate, make sure your trades are closed because it's going to be volatile on Bitcoin, Ethereum. It's going to be jumping all over the place. So you got 1 day, 13 hours to make sure that you do not have any open trades during the Federal Reserve's announcement. No matter what they say, it's going to be a very volatile at least a volatile hour before the market starts to calm down and decide on which direction it wants to really go. All right, we're speaking about the Fed funds rate. I've said this before, right? Our system is unsustainable. I've said it in many videos, many instances, and it will collapse. And I'm not the only one saying that. Here, I'm going to show you someone also saying that.
I mean, we could clearly we have the largest economy in the world. We can service this debt. That's not the problem. The problem is that we're on a path where the debt is growing substantially faster than the economy, and that's kind of by definition in the long run unsustainable.
Okay, so unsustainable. Now, as you know, because it's unsustainable and it's destined to collapse, right? What's the best way to deal with something that's unsustainable and destined to collapse? Do you wait until it just happens and then you deal with whatever the consequences are? Probably not the best choice, right? Because, it could be very chaotic for you. So obviously the banking system has to do this by collapsing in themselves and making sure that it's a controlled demolition. Just saying. And so make sure you're on the right side of this controlled demolition because it's coming. And it will be epic. The biggest bankruptcy in the history of humanity. Whereas the United States is the biggest debtor nation in the history of humanity. So expect a big financial event, an eruption. And this is where the most wealth shouldn't be feared. You should be thinking about how can I benefit from this event? Because it's coming and you need to prepare for it. And I think that one of the best ways is to hold on to Bitcoin and Ethereum, but there's going to be other ways in order to profit from this event, and you should be looking for those ways. And I'm going to also do the same. All right, let's get on to the charts, right? And let's start off with the larger scale. You can see we've closed the week with this massive, massive candle, right? And you're like, oh, I've never seen this green candle before. Yeah, it's just seen it. Yeah, down. It's right here. It's right there. So, odds are, right, we're gonna blow through the 30K and probably, create another green candle here, because all these candles here is a bullish indicator. This is called a fractal. And we've already what's it called, confirmed it, that we're heading in a higher direction. It might be another additional test lower, but it doesn't matter. It will be breaking up higher. This will be a green candle by the end of the end of this week, most likely, of course, right? There's no guarantees in this game, right? So, all right, let's take a look at how to trade. What we're gonna do today for a trade. If you want to trade this, you could head over to bybit.davincij15.com. Oh, well, there's a lot of sideways action here. There's not much you can do, because it's just trying to decide on a direction. As you can see, it's the only problem I have with this, where it is that it's been the 4-hour has been above the 13 EMA for a very long time, and this is not generally normal, and we're in a heavy resistance zone. So for us to have a small pullback and then retest it is the most likely scenario. Doesn't mean it will happen, it's just the most likely scenario. So we need to look for that kind of result where we're going to pull back. So how far can we pull back? I believe that we're going to pull back to this upward trend line. You can see that we've retested it. The worst case scenario is, I think, the 26.5 is the worst case scenario, but we could see something around the 27-ish area. Let's take a look at the Fibonacci sequence. This is from here. 38.2 is down here. Most likely there's a good chance, there's a possibility, not most likely, possibility that we have a fake out to the 27.4 and then just pump really heavy. So Bitcoin is in a tear right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have much of a dump, because of the amount of interest and amount of power that's coming into this market. Is very, very substantial. So the best thing to do is to wait for it to break out. Wait for this breakout of this level right now. At this point, if it breaks the top point, we're heading over 30,000. So you could wait for that breakout and then take the ride higher. That's a little bit harder to do, but it's possible. You can see that we're going to be above the 30K very shortly after that. But if we come down to the 27, you're going to have to wait and see if the 27,400 level. You're going to have to wait and see if there's any kind of like reversal, because we are in a bullish trend, and to take a short here is too risky, in my opinion. You could take the short up whilst we're up here as we range, but again, even a short up here is still risky, because we could continue higher. But at least you'd have a lower percentage of losses than you could if Bitcoin were to reverse heavy on you. Okay, so alrighty, with that said, remember to head over to bybit.davincij15.com, right, where you can get up to $30,000 bonus by signing up right today. I was doing this trade earlier yesterday in my private group. Right now, this trade almost is, the target's way down here for Ethereum, and do I think we're going to get it? I don't think so right now, but we are rolling over, and I exited the trade after this crazy wick back up. And I left it, but let me just remove this, and let's go back to the 4-hour. You can see that Ethereum has clearly marked out, hey, we're bearish. we're very bearish, which could take Bitcoin along with it. But I don't think Bitcoin will hold that much. And I'll show you why Bitcoin won't go down that much. You can see that I have a target, right? Because we have this M pattern of all the way down to the 38.2, which is the $16.65 level. Not surprised if we come down here, and before we actually continue higher, we've bumped along this trend line and stayed below it. So this indicates that there might be a chance that Ethereum could go lower. Now, why would Ethereum break away from Bitcoin? Well, there's the reason why it's breaking away is because look at this chart. This chart is called the Bitcoin dominance, and it's just broken away like crazy. It has gone straight up, right? It even passed this target, and I've never seen it do this before unless it was breaking down. And so I have concerns that actually Bitcoin will outperform now Ethereum and all other alts going forward, which is surprising, since I felt that Ethereum has a higher use case than Bitcoin. But the difference is Bitcoin has greater safety than Ethereum. If you want a flight to quality, flight to safety, Bitcoin's your answer. It can't be stopped by any government, whilst Ethereum can. That's the difference. If the government wants, they can stop Ethereum from functioning. I'm going to repeat that. If the government wants, they can stop Ethereum from functioning. You're like, how's that possible? Blah, blah, blah. There's only 21 nodes. 21 nodes. To go 21 people they have to go after, say stop. And that's it. So that's how it works because of the proof of stake. And since there's only 21 people, that's easy to go after them, right? And the United States government is really pretty good at that. So yeah, we have to consider this as the reason why Ethereum might not be doing as well as a Bitcoin going forward. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you learned something today, and I'm enjoying this rally. I know that there's going to be pullbacks along the way, but we're going to have Bitcoin and hopefully Ethereum. Of course, I don't think the government's going to try to stop it. Just you have to understand that that's a possibility. But I think Ethereum will eventually continue to go higher and do well in the coming economic, even after the coming economic collapse. We're going to see both Bitcoin and Ethereum be a part of our new financial system, which allows people to have fair and honest money. So make sure you're a part of it by owning some Bitcoin, owning some Ethereum. Thanks for watching, and you'll see you tomorrow. Bye.